I'm out with Canadian relic hunter,
History.
also known as Mikey,
Canadian
aka
history.
New Mikey.
Canadian history hunter.
Canadian history hunter. What did I say?
Relic.
Well, you dig relics, do you?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Well, it's a Canadian history hunter who sometimes digs relics.
Yeah.
All right. All right, enough fun. So we're in a park out of town that we hit before. We did fairly well in the woods, and so far I didn't get too much. There's a couple older pennies, two Wheaties. That's 67 American dime. I think I got 66 too, and I got a spill with a nickel from 64. But where is it? Oh, maybe. Yeah, there is the nickel. 1964 nickel. I scratched it up. But still, nice to get 64 nickel. So I decided to go near this pathway there. I'm not going to show everything. And I just dug a penny signal. But you can see that there's more gravel near the pathway. And look what popped out. Silver dime. I don't know, you can, okay, you guys can see it. It's a George.
Oh, nice.
Well, I'm on board. And I missed a couple shallow signals back there to my left, to my right. So we're gonna go back and look them up. 1950 even. Awesome.
Oh, wow, that's good.
It's good to be on board.
I thought it was going to be a 60s Young Lizard number.
Yeah, I thought so. But there is still a couple signals here. You got to slow down, Mike, with that big coil.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you on the next good signal, as always. All right, guys. So me and Mikey, we switched the spot. We decided to bottle dig a little bit in a place where we were before, where I got the milk. So far, I got this milk jar. This nothing special. Schaeffer's script. I think it's an ink. But right now I was scratching in that dirt. Look what came up. A beautiful, beautiful marble. Oh, that's a very nice marble. There it is. Alright, we'll scratch a little bit more and then we'll go back to detecting. Alright guys, we've been looking around for a spot. Sorry, I'm showing a little bit of the park. So we're in this park. The grass hasn't been cut, so that's not really good for detecting, but not many signals either. But I got a solid 20, thinking I'm gonna probably dig a bottle cap. And look what I got. Awesome button. I have no idea what kind of button is that. Anybody let me know? Well, it's definitely an old button. Kind of coat of arms. Awesome. We'll continue on now that I found the button. Sweet. Alright, I found another interesting piece. I think it's a Saratoga, New York. Would have been an old bottle. Pretty thick too. Good morning, everyone. So I'm in this area by the river, hills, but you can see some big trees right there. I believe there might have been a pathway here, a bit of a flatter land in the middle of the hill. If you can see, like from here to there, and keeps going right there, could have been a pathway. So I saw some shorts of like 60s bottles so far. Didn't get much of any decent signal. My first, I dug a couple things, but there were nothing, just pieces of garbage. But I got this signal 22-23 on Equinox, and I didn't make too much out of it. Let's take a look at it. I already dug it up. There's something shiny in the hole right about there. I think it could be a dime right there. Can you see it? Yeah, could be a dime. Only was only ringing 22-23, so I still don't know for sure what that is, but let's pull it out and take a quick look at it. It looks bigger than a dime. This is an old area, could be something old. It's a quarter. I'm pretty sure it's a quarter. Hopefully it's an older quarter. No, it's George VI. That is awesome. I saw down the hill, I saw like someone was digging before. Let's see if we can get the year. I'll wrap this one because it's just George VI. 1949. Awesome. So I'll keep going here. So I was thinking to myself, see, there's all kinds of garbage here. Not the best place to dig, but I was thinking to myself, why was this quarter ringing only 22-23? There might be a nickel with it or something like that. So I put my pinpointer down. There was something else ringing there. There's something else, looks awfully shiny, so it's either nickel or another silver. Right there. I hope it's another silver. It's another quarter. It's a spill. Another George VI quarter. Awesome. That is a nice day now. I think just maybe the way they were sitting, or maybe there's something else there. I'll keep looking. I'm not gonna get the year now. It's kind of crusty on the side, almost like there's copper sitting still there as well, giving it that brown color. We'll take a look. All right, so there's lots of mosquitoes. I sprayed myself, but obviously not enough. So I put my pinpointer back down there, and just right there, right next to where the quarter was sitting, 1923 King George V nickel. That is awesome. Looks like it's in a good condition too. I love getting those nickels. They're hard to find. They're ring very erratic, kind of like modern clad for some reason. So I think there's still something there, so I'll continue picking at it. Alright guys, I can't believe it. I'm having a good day already on the first decent haul, and the mosquitoes are killing me. There is still something buzzing there, but while you were out not watching, I pulled out these two. Another 1922 George V 5 cents. I did give it a tiny scratch up there above the crown, unfortunately, but otherwise in a good nick. And let's see the quarter. So it's 3/4 spill. Be George. Well, it is George, not that George I had in mind. George, another George VI quarter. So the machine must have averaged all the signals. 1947. Wow, 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 wow. Great spill. I'll keep looking there because I think there might be something else, unless machine's overloading on something. Let's check it out. Alright, I'm running out of ground here, but there's a big hill up there. I just came down. There's a bit of a shelf in the middle, and I got a good signal. At first it was ringing like a penny, then I started digging. I think I missed it a little bit, and it started sounding around dime, and it was a dime right there. I don't know which one it is yet. We'll zoom in action. It's a newer one. George. Still nice. So 4 silvers out of here. I expected pretty much nothing. Awesome. Let's see if we can. Sorry, mosquitoes are attacking me every chance I stop. So wow, nice. We'll check the date on the wrap up. Got to shoot the mosquitoes off. Alright guys, so I don't get them a lot, but right there I already covered the hole. Under the 2 massive roots I had to wiggle it out of there. We got an axe. It's definitely an older one. I might take this one home with me and see what it is, clean it up. Alright, I'll see you guys on the next one. Alright, I'm on this high hill right next to a highway. There is a bit of a flat area. Decided to walk it. Got a overload signal, but it was fairly small, so I dug it. Check this out. Obviously it's not silver, but it's an old pocket watch. There it is. Yeah, copper. Too bad it's copper, but let me see, maybe the front was silver. No, I don't think so. No, it doesn't look silver. Still cool find. Awesome. Hey guys, so this morning I decided to get out for a couple hours. I'm in the park on a hill that me and Mike Dig in Canada hit pretty hard. Deciding to dig some Eephys. Cranked up my discrimination on Equinox to 7 with the big coil. So far, got a couple older penny. There's 2 Georgia the 6s there. There is a weedy. I think that's a weedy. And this little bracelet, but it's definitely older. Has some name on it, but it does not look silver, unfortunately. But now I just let me put this away. Okay, so now I just dug a 21 signal. Wasn't solid, was jumpy. Right next to that big root. Big copper showed up. It's got to be a largie. Pretty corroded. Let's see which one. Who is this? I think it's King George V, but this side's not too bad. Yeah, I see the King George V. I don't think we'll be able to get a year right now. I'll either show it on the wrap-up or on the next good find. I'll see you then. Alright guys, so I've been hitting this area. Not a lot of pythons. Since I dug the largie, I dug a couple more than pennies. But I have a penny tone right on the surface. They're very faint over here usually. You can tell that this is not a penny. Where is it? Right there. Silver edge sticking out. Let's see what... Oh, right there. Let's see what it is. It's gonna be a newer one. Young Elizabeth. Awesome. Which year is it? It's right there. Zoom in to see. 1964. Awesome. Glad to get on board with silver today. Excellent. Alright guys, not many signals, as it should be, but I just got solid 20, and it's the George V penny. Just wondering which year it is. Sorry for the close-up. 19, I think it might be 33, likely. We'll clean it up and we'll show it on the wrap-up. That's a good find. All right. All right, time for a wrap-up. 3 hunts in one video. On the first one, we went with Mike, Canadian Relic Hunter, and we went out of town to a small town west of Toronto where we did well before. We didn't do as good today, that day, and but I did get 1 dime, and we scratched a little bit in an old dump, but it doesn't have a lot of glass, so we didn't find really much. A second hunt, I went to a wooded area with some activity from 1800s. It's on the river, and most of the river side by the river was fill, redone, parkland now, and so I hit a little bit of the hills, and I got that nice spill. And the third hunt was this morning. I went to my old honey hole on a hill of a park, and basically went really slow and tried to pick all the high tons and managed a couple keepers. So without further ado, let's look at stuff. Usual golf balls. You find them a lot in the woods. From the dump, nothing spectacular. This Scheffer Scrib ink bottle, clear. I don't know how old it is, probably 30s, 40s. And there was the milk glass jar, screwed up milk glass. I also found this one on the second hand. If anybody knows what was in it, my guess it was yogurt. It's not that old, but I kind of like this type of jar for storage. That's why I kept it. Anyway, moving on, the junkier items and so-called relics. Sorry, this one is not, that belongs to my wife. Anyway, so I got this axe. Second time I got an axe. in 3 years, 2 weeks in a row. Go figure. It seems to be like that with a lot of finds. You don't get it and then you get several in a row. There is a hole on one side and the other one side doesn't have a hole, so that makes me curious. By the shape of it, I don't really know how old it is, but it was under this thick roots, probably good 5 inches in the ground. Anyway, so that's what it is, an axe, old axe. Possibly it goes back to the 1800s, but I don't know, or there was activity there in early 1800s, old mill site and whatnot. Anyway, in the rest of the junk, some kind of copper little piece from an old shaving utensil or tool. That must have been a piece from junk jewelry. That looks like a wheel from an old toy car. That's my guess. Couple older lids. These ones I got in a park we tested. Looks like a newer park, but I guess it had some junk. That sounded real nice. Both of these sounded like silver quarters, or at least dimes. Some kind of a tag. Loncom, patented, trademark, registered, US, something something, made in Bedellville, New Jersey, USA. I don't know how old this is, but probably not too old. Probably some kind of a broom or something from or a rake. It's from a rake. Anyway, moving on. Just a piece of shard, a little interesting stone. Pearlescent kind of looking button. Couple of buttons. One is iron. I'm not sure if it's old at all. Could not be. This one's not so old. You can tell by the back. Couple more interesting pieces. This pocket watch, unfortunately silver plated. Can't find the brand. Probably was on the dial, but it does open up. And it has a number somewhere, probably there. This old lure I found on the close to the river. I forgot what it's called. No, it's supposed to resemble a mouse. I posted it on ID.me and some people identified it, but just don't remember now. And to the coins we go. The usual pennies, not as much this time for 3 hands, mostly because the second hand where I found the spill, I found nothing, no pennies, no modern pennies. I think I got, other than the pocket watch, I got 3 older pennies from 50s, 60s, and that's about it. Anyway, so those are the pennies George VI pennies, only 3. Pennies from the 60s. This one's 67. Another 3. And only one wheat penny. Oh, just found this as well. I think it's in Glasgow, Scotland. Piece of pipe. 3 marbles. 2 newer style. And this one's really nice. I like this one. Oops. With this World War II baton came from a park that we tested with Mikey, and it's British World War I General Service baton. A little bit of change, 20 cents. Toronto Transit Commission token in bad condition from the 50s or 60s. I think that's actually the 60s, 70s style. I got myself a one Deutsche Mark from 1971. That one sounded like a nickel. And 2 older pennies. 1919 King George V and large cent, and 1933 small cent. And the good stuff, the best finds, which are silver. 1950, as I said, was on the first hand. 1940 silver dime from the second hand, and 1964 from the last hand. Sterling silver bracelet was on the last hand. I did not think it was sterling at first. I thought it was a piece of junk, but I don't know if we can see it here. It does have a marking up on top. It says stir, S-T-E-R on it. Anyway, and the spell, which was really nice to get a 3/4 spell, 2 49s, 1 43, and these 2 older KG5 nickels. I always like their design. They're really hard to find, especially with the Equinox. They're kind of a erratic mid-tone with the Fisher, mid-tone to low high tone. With the Equinox, they just sound like junk, so I only find them when they're with something else. But yeah, these 2 are fairly worn, I guess, because of the spill happened probably after 1949, probably shortly after 1949, or in 1949. So they've been in circulation for a while. So that wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. I'll see you on the next one.